And another question from the member. What is the difference between the spirit and the soul, and how would you explain it?
Well, if you've listened to some of my discussions about spirit, or excuse me, about souls, you would understand what a soul is and would know the difference. The order of heaven. Okay, let's go back to Prime Creator. Prime Creator created us. We create everything, and the nature spirits go in and we say the words, and the nature spirits go in and coalesce, make all of the atoms and everything that's necessary for what is to be manifest. And it's a thought form. That's how it is. That's how it works. We create it from the spirit world and project it into physicality. All of physicality is created. Every dimension is a creation. We are, in our physical forms, a creation of who we wanted to be. We projected ourselves into physicality. Here we are. Yay! Or should have left that one behind. Whatever. We came with because we're projected from the spirit world into our physicality, and we are involved in all of that. Physicality had its own creations of, I'll call it, the generations of gods. The generation of gods is the soul, is the basic structure of the soul that expands and creates soul extensions of themselves, of the soul. And so you have soulmates. Why does that mean? What, we should say soulmates. Well, what does it mean? I mean, people think it's a romantic thing. I found my soulmate. Has nothing to do with romance. You're one of 12 people or more, 12 people in the original, who are soul extensions, and they came from the soul. The soul is look at Jesus. When he was on the earth, he went and talked with Abba, his Abba. And he discussed how he could get further like knowledge and understanding of the way of life. He's a master of life. And that's why they call him master. Master of the physical realm. Now, he talked to his father, Abba, who was his soul. So he's a soul extension. And the Abba is the soul, his father. Why is he the father? Because he created you, or you were born as a soul extension. That is the generations of the God. You fuse back into your soul, and then you become one who can create additional soul extensions. And how many generations is there that has happened to? I don't think you can count them. Those on the other side of the veil who know everything can. So a soul is your father, and your soul's your father. It has the responsibility to celestialize his soul extensions, or their soul extensions. Celestialize, what's that mean? That means you go through all of the experiences of life, and you go through timelines and dimensions. You go through all of this stuff that's necessary for you to gain the knowledge. And at that point in time, you are fused back into your soul and become a soul that is soul infused extension. That's the order of heaven. We call it spirit. That's the essence of who we are. the Spirit of God, the essence of God. It's a spirit. It's not a physical. I suppose there's those who can see spiritual things or spirit things, but the essence is what the spirit is. The essence of who you are is your spirit. And there's no generations of that, but there is generations of soul. As above, so below. What do you think we did this? We created this physicality. And then we created families here on the earth. Generations of family. How many generations do you suppose it took to get you here, where you are right now? Can you trace your genealogy? Can you trace yourself back even to Adam? And Adam and Eve is not the beginning of everything. That's just part and parcel of what's going on. Been told us that that's the beginning of the earth. So the earth is only 4,000 years before Christ and 2,000 after. Give me a break. You don't know what you're talking about when you start talking about those kinds of things. What do you look out in the stars? Where'd they come from? How many years have they been there? Whose years are they? Revolutions of this earth? You have no ability to consider time or space because that does not exist. We created it so that we could come into physicality and have the experiences of that. That is who we are. Where did it all begin? And if you can't tell me that, then don't quit believing it. The fact that this is true. Because you had to come from somewhere, didn't you? You are generations of humans. And there are generations of souls that are the family of God in the different dimensions, in physical dimensions. And we come down to the earth, and now we have parents and our genealogy, and we have no way to trace that. We have to open up our minds to being more in tune with the other side of the veil. That is why you go within and your heart takes over, knowing all of this stuff, and gets you to the right place at the right time with the right conclusions and the right understanding and belief systems. You turn everything over to your heart and you'll be in good shape. Quit thinking. Let your heart do the thinking. And your heart can tell your mind what to do. That's the way it's supposed to work. So what is the difference between the spirit and the soul? Well, I talked to you about the soul. The spirit is the essence of who we are. That's the best way I can help to explain it. So I hope that helps. Let's go on to the next question.
Thank you, Ron. I think that will help a lot. We'll be right back with another question for the member.